Esports has always been full of surprising strategies, picks and plays, especially in League of Legends. From picks like Yasuo Gragas bot lane, to the legendary Misfortune support from the Rox Tigers, there's no shortage of insane picks. At the same time, however, we also have a plethora of boring, stale and overused champions that we've seen time and time again. Today, we'll be taking a look at 5 champions that we're tired of seeing at the highest level of professional League of Legends. Number 5. Our list begins with Jinx, the loose cannon. If we had made this list a year ago, she most definitely wouldn't have been on it. While she did enjoy some popularity last year, in general, she wasn't really a meta pick, but more of a niche comfort pick. This year, however, she's been a staple pick in the bot lane, and a quite important one at that. She was frequently first picked on blue side, and bot lane has mostly been dominated by her and Aphelios. We've had glimpses of other AD carries like Seri, but in general, it's all been about the explosive criminal from Son. While she has produced some hype moments, like super mega death rocket snipes from the other side of the map, we're still tired of seeing her in every game. On the number 4 spot on this list, we have the Emperor of the Sands himself, Azir. A champion we've seen at the highest level for years now, this Shuriman Ascended has enjoyed the spotlight for many seasons. Those who master him, like Faker, can execute the mechanically impressive plays like the Shurima Shuffle, but most of the time he's not that exciting to watch, especially when you've seen him picked in over 4,600 games. And let's not forget the infamous Corki Azir matchup. Somehow this snooze fest of a mid lane rivalry manages to always make itself into the professional scene, even if they're not meta. So much so that even the casters despise having to cast an Azir Corki game.
I'm glad that you brought up the fact that T1 are a very boring team, and then they decided to pick the most boring mid matchup that we could see.
Number 3. The next champion on this list is Gnar, the missing link. This adorable Yordle was frozen in true ice for several millennia, and if we're being honest, it feels like we've seen him in pro play for several millennia as well. In season 9 and 10, he wasn't really picked a lot, but since season 11, we've seen him in about 2,500 games, and he doesn't really show any signs of stopping. His laning phase is quite stale, since apart from his Mega Gnar form, he doesn't really have much kill pressure. He just sort of annoys and pokes the enemy top laner. As you can imagine, that doesn't exactly make for the most interesting gameplay. Don't get me wrong, a 5-man Gnar ult can be very exciting, and he's very cute, but it just gets boring after seeing him so much. Number 2 is another top lane classic along with Gnar, namely the Butcher of the Sands, Renekton. In the lore, this mad Ascended was once Shurima's greatest warrior, even training Azir himself in combat. In game, it's a bit of a different story. If you're familiar with LS, you know he absolutely despises this champion and believes teams shouldn't pick him.
Wait, what? The Dude! Renekton is so bad! This champion is so dog useless!
His reasoning is that while he has a good early game, he falls off in the mid and late game, and after that all he's really good for is being an immobile meat shield, and if you're lucky occasionally pressing W on an enemy squishy. While we agree, evidently, professional teams, especially those in Korea, don't, as they love Renekton and he's consistently one of the most picked top laners. He's been hit by some pretty hard nerfs a couple of patches ago, but there's no doubt that we're gonna see him back in the top lane soon enough. We do have to admit though, at least in the early game, he's a bit more exciting to watch than Gnar, so at least he's got that going for him. Last but not least, in our number 1 spot, we have Lee Sin, the Blind Monk. This should come as no surprise, as the jungler has been around for ages. As one of the oldest champions in the game, there's plenty of proficient players on him, like Karsa, Peanut, and yes, surprisingly Jankos too.
I missed. I hit. I missed. He died. Got him! No problem!
Somehow, he always makes it into the meta. Just take a look at last year for example. At first, the item rework left him in quite a weak spot and he was barely being played in the jungle. So, people like Fudge and Khan played him in the top lane. He also saw some love in the mid lane and he even got played ADC and support, though these have only been a total of 12 times, 11 for ADC and only once for support. However, he's been played over 7,500 times in the jungle top and mid lane. This is a bit of a double-edged sword, however, since while we love seeing Lee Sin and seeing him in the top lane and mid lane was very refreshing, it still gets very repetitive and we are bored of seeing him so much. Except for a good insect, those never get old.
Q's in, wards back, kicks in. That is so hard to execute.
That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed our list of the champions that we're tired of seeing in pro play. Do you agree? What champions are you tired of seeing? If you liked this video, consider subscribing and dropping a like. Until next time,